I've always believed that comics is a legitimate art form, and it was so frustrating being in college. Like, there are certain artists that were allowed into the curriculum and certain artists that weren't. And I would always ask them, like, when I was back in school for painting and printmaking, like, we could look at Andy Warhol, we could look at Ansel Kiefer or David Saldi or somebody. But I was like, well, what about Jack Kirby? Like, can we look at Jack? Like, no, that's comic books. And then it's like, okay, well, then is it merely money? Like, do you just want to see some money? Here's Frank Frazetta, motherfucker. You happy now? But then it's like, that's not enough. There is something that's very special to comics that makes it a different art medium. The French call it the ninth, right? We already have dance, poetry, literature, music, right? Go on the line. And then eventually comics is something, it's a weird hybrid of storytelling and picture making. And I think it's its own medium. It's special. It really is.
What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday comics. It's a late one tonight. We're trying this out. My goodness, I think I mentioned this in my YouTube posts. We're trying to squeeze in as much Wednesday as we can. I had to get this in, and I just saw the day slipping away, actually. Just really busy. And I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to stream today. I'm running out of time. I got too many deadlines stacked upon one another. But I was like, what if I flip things around and move this here? And just so happened that I have the house to myself for a little bit tonight. So I was like, if I move this, then I can stream at night. And so, yeah, that's what happened. That's why we're here. And I appreciate you guys in the chat, or you guys that are kind of subscribed to my channel, getting the feedback of, hey, don't stream now because we're going to go to Bancroft's stream that was honoring Felix Haas. I didn't know Felix, but if anybody, it seems like a lot of you guys who come to my channel knew him. I guess he was a frequenter in people's chats for just content and YouTube and comics and stuff. And so I guess we lost him recently, which is really, really sad. I found out first from Bancroft's channel. He had put up a little post tribute to that. So it was cool that they were able to, pull together a stream honoring him and just remembering him. It's really sweet. Always tough to lose somebody. And I'm always amazed at the community that's just built here. Like, most of us, 90% of us, we've never met in person. And yet you build real community with people, So it's tough when you lose one. And I unfortunately didn't know him at all, but it seemed like he was a great dude. Seemed like he's been around for a long time and made his mark just by being in the chat. So I wish I could have made that channel, but with me, that stream, but with me rearranging everything and I had to drive right before this stream, I couldn't make it. But I'll go back and watch. I caught a little bit of it at the end there, but I will go back and watch that just so I can learn more about the dude and experience what you guys experienced knowing him in the chat. So yeah, kind of a sad way to inaugurate a Wednesday. So hopefully not to discount that or take away from just that loss, but hopefully this will give you guys a little pep up at the end of your Wednesday if you were at that stream. It might be already Thursday for a lot of you who are joining us. Appreciate Mark's Music Obsession. I know he was first in chat. I appreciate him being for the late night stream. That is awesome. Mark, we're making you a late nighter. We'll make you a late nighter before you know it. So I love it that you're here. I love it that you are joining us. This is going to be a good one. I didn't get to stream last week, so I didn't get to go over those books. And then more books came out this week. And then I found a new comic book store that had an amazing back issue collection. So we'll look at some of that. So there's a lot of books actually to get through, and a lot of different books. Some from the past, some from now. some sized differently. Yeah, there's some good stuff. Oh, and I got something in the mail that I won on eBay. All sorts of stuff. It's a jam-packed Wednesday/Thursday. If we go too late. I don't think I'll go that late. But great to see you, Mark's Music Obsession. Mr. Monkey Boy 1969.
How do you say monkey in French?
Awesome seeing you as well. I realized, like, I don't know, like just missing that week last week, was it? Just a week, right? I realized, like, it's just like once you get out of that rhythm, you really feel out of it, out of sorts with with you guys and catching up with you all. But yeah, it seems like it's been longer than it was. Mark's Music Obsession has become a member for has become a member. Has a member for 5 months. R.I.P. Felix Haas. That's right. Thank you for that tribute, Mark. Let me see if I can pull that. Here we go. The little like blurb that shows up, the auto blurb, just says it becomes a member, but it's actually celebrating that you've been 5 months member of this channel. That's amazing. Thank you, Mark. Thank you for your support. And thank you for honoring Felix Haas. Bow indeed in the chat with that membership little shout out. Thank you for anybody who's been a member of this channel. For $1.99, you can be a member of this channel. I've been really bad at promoting everything. Discord, YouTube memberships, Fourth Wall. I've been bad just because I've been so busy. And once you just drop off, it just drops off. So it's really sad. But we are at, last I checked, 692 subscribers. We are at the cusp of 700 people. That's insane. Although I did have dinner, or was at a dinner, a Chinese New Year celebration, actually. Happy Chinese New Year for any of you guys who celebrate that. But I was at a Chinese New Year celebration and saw a friend of mine who, I think I've talked about him a few times, but he was one of the first people to encourage me on this YouTube journey because he himself is a full-time YouTuber, but he has like 1.6 million subscribers. It's crazy. Totally different field. It's not comics. It's not entertainment. It's more tech, IT stuff, engineering stuff. But he started a new channel and he was just telling me, he's like, yeah, it's going a little slow. I think we're only at like 30,000 subscribers. And I was like, like for the first month. So he's in a different category, but I mean, he's hardcore. He does this full time and he's got a little niche that he's carved out for himself. But anyway, it's all perspective. But we're at 692, so I'm excited about it. I'm super excited about that because that, I don't know, I just can remember all those like milestone times. I'm like, oh, remember when I was like telling people I had 40 subscribers? I was so excited. All right, who else is here? Let's see. Steampunker is here. Where are you, Steampunker? Wait, hold on. I gotta remember. Oh, because I named you differently in my sound effects. My Wednesday Comics at almost 10 p.m. That's right. It's gonna be a good one, and it's jam-packed, man. So, but batten down the hatch. No, put on your seatbelts. I know Mark said he was gonna drink some sort of caffeine drink, super caffeine drink. So, me, I got my tea too. It's gonna be a good one. Let's see, what else? Yes, Mark says, putting out in the universe again one more time, rest in peace, Felix Haas. Oh, and speaking of which, rest in peace, Felix Haas, but just thinking of the membership and all that stuff, I think I can gift some more memberships, right? Gift memberships. You have 10 gift memberships left to send this. So wait, how do I do that? Membership, no. Membership gifting. Okay. Send 5 now. Let's see what happens, guys. What happens? Wednesday night. Let's see what happens. There we go. Witch's Brew with Dana Marie. No idea. Received a gift membership. How about that? Sam Sudit. Awesome. Blazian one. Okay. And General Piggy, 430. Casey Anthony, 1. All right, there's our 5 gift memberships. How about that? Jeffrey Beats is in the house. Jeffrey Beats just said, I never get one.
10% bogan, 50% bogan, 100% bogan.
You know what? You get bogan. You get bogan sounds, though. All those people, they don't get sounds, but Jeffrey Beats, you get bogan sounds. How are you doing, Jeffrey Beats? Steampunker says, no 2-minute countdown. I can get behind that. So I didn't notice that the 2-minute countdown was so annoying to a lot of you guys. I like it. A lot of the channels I like have a countdown on it. So I'm keeping it. But for tonight, because Mark stayed up late and is hanging with us, I was happy to oblige to cut down that countdown. I had to give it a little time because otherwise, if I started directly on the second video, which is the like countdown or the kind of hyped up one, I don't even what the hype video, it would have not started on time. It would have cut off. So I had to give it a little bit of a runway. But anyway, that was a 5-second countdown at the beginning there. And speaking of which, we're shooting the fat now already. Mo Biggs is in the house. Mo Biggs.
Better known as Mo, Big wasn't always the confident voice we hear today.
Thank you so much for all the guidance as far as he was letting me know, hey, I'll be there tonight. If you stream, I'll be there. Just don't do it during the Felix Haas tribute. But I'll be there. And sure enough, Mo's here. So I appreciate that, Mo. Thanks for being here. Is he done yet? Not yet, Mr. Monkey Boy 1969. I haven't even gotten through half the people that are here. Wait. Okay, I saw Lindsay Rose. Wait, where is your first Lindsay Rose? Sorry, it's all like jumbled up here. It's like Ecamm needs a second to like. Here we go. Lindsay Rose.
Roses are red. Violets are blue.
You got to stay awake, Lindsay Rose. You have to. You have to. This is not that late. Come on. 8:20? 8:20 my time, which is possibly 11:20 for some of you guys. 10:20 for Mark's Music Possession. Not too late. There we go. If this stream is anything like the last late night stream, at least you know T Green will be snoozing before you. My tea is not chamomile. Heck no. We've got the Earl Grey going. No strawberry jello here, but I did have chocolate-covered strawberries recently. Oh. Well, happy Valentine's to you, if that's the reason why. I saw our local grocery store was selling bargain heart-shaped strawberries, which they weren't really heart-shaped. It was the box they were in that was heart-shaped, but it was like 50% off after Valentine's was over. I don't know. I personally don't like Valentine's Day as a holiday. I think it's the biggest like commercial scam out there. But, you know, we get chocolate covered strawberries, so that's not too bad. Mo Big said he already hit the crack pipe tonight in honor of Felix, so I'm good for a late night stream. If I'm not mistaken, part of what I caught a little bit on Bancroft's tribute stream was I believe Felix was part of that whole crack pack thing, right? Am I right about that? So that's pretty legendary. When I started streaming and I started watching streams, even before I was streaming myself, I just cut the tail out. I was like, what is this? What are people talking about? Crack pack, all this stuff, all this terminology I didn't know, which I still don't know. But yes, I believe that Felix was part of that. About 10 minutes we got for T Green's time, which is that means she's already gone because I think it's past 10 minutes since I started talking. Yes, this is way behind already. Mighty Geek Studios is in the house. Awesome. Mighty Geek Studios. So good to see you.
Here I come to save the day.
Don't often get to play that soundbite, but hopefully more recently we will. And now that I thank you for announcing yourself too. Because with the new YouTube profile, I probably would have forgotten, although your profile picture is very distinct. But good seeing you again, Mighty Geek Studios. cool shop. Which one was it? Which one did I play? Comics Conspiracy or Comics Experience? I went to Comics Experience today. They just had more turnover there. They have quite a bit of turnover at Comics Experience. But the guy who's normally there on Wednesdays, his last day was yesterday, I believe. So they have a new gal now. She's super nice. I actually don't know her name. But I was bummed because I was just getting to know the other guy. I think he was there maybe less than 6 months. And he's really nice, really attentive. So yeah. And then even in that video, at the end of that video, there used to be a gal there. And she's in the video. And she was really great. But then she left about a year ago. I was pretty bummed about that. So it kind of sucks when your regulars go away. Then you're like, oh, I guess you're not in my life anymore. Cranberry Langers, awesome seeing you here.
This is a cranberry, full of power.
So you'd be happy, Mo Biggs, because apparently there's a lot of... This'll make sense with the announcement of Cranberry. But there's been a lot of controversy out there recently regarding Discord. Regarding Discord. And because now they're requiring, I think if you're under 18, or no, they're requiring like face ID or some sort of ID, like facial ID or something like that, if you are part of servers that are 18 and over. So adult servers, which I don't think it's as, I mean, some of them probably are as seedy as it sounds, but I think they're just like, people who don't want kids in their server. So yeah, there's a lot of people like freaking out because the whole point of Discord, at least my understanding of it, is, anonymity and just being able to have a community, but not be so exposed for your real world life and all that kind of stuff. There's, probably a big big origins of that are because of gaming and, when you're live gaming with people, you don't necessarily want people to know exactly who you are. You just have your own avatar or your profile. And so that was a big reason that Discord was founded. So the fact that they're doing this whole thing, I get it, but it is a little weird. And so I know the internet's been in a huge kerfuffle because of it. Just because a lot of people are saying, well, they're going to leave. And, I'm going to leave Discord. I can't be on there anymore. Because they're taking our privacy and they don't have the greatest track record of, keeping everybody's information secure. They had like a security breach not too long ago as well. So who knows what's going to happen with Discord. And the reason why I brought that up is because Cranberry and I had a conversation on the side about this when that announcement first happened. So anyway, hopefully it won't be so disruptive. But who knows? Who knows what's going to happen. Choose your corner, Marvel, DC, or indie. Ooh. So right now I would say, that's tough. Marvel is in last place for me, Mighty Geek Studios. I was just looking at the rack today. I was looking through these Marvel books and I'm like, man, they are floundering right now. And I think they had there's a leadership change that happened in the Disney Marvel world. So there's a lot of rumors that that's going to cause a shakeup that'll trickle down to the comics, which I think is probably good because Marvel is not keeping up with DC. DC is killing it with all their stuff that's coming out. And the biggest one being the Absolute series, Absolute Batman, which we will look at the new issue today, which I'm really excited for because this is the first appearance of Poison Ivy for this world. And it's drawn by Erik Canete, who also is on YouTube and a comic book guy and phenomenal comic book professional. So, I'm really excited to look at that. A lot of people are saying, it's the first appearance. Like every time there's been a first appearance in the Absolute Batman books of any character, so like Catwoman or Batman, obviously, Joker, those have been skyrocketing and have been disappearing really fast. So when I saw this issue this week, I was like, should I buy 2? Should I buy two? One to keep and one to sell? I don't want to play that game, though. That's too much of that's a slippery slope to get into that. Buy one to keep, one to sell. I can't do that. I'm just going to enjoy the one issue. But yeah, I guess for me, Mighty Geek Studios, it'll either be DC right now or indies. There's a lot of great indies that I love. So yeah, but not Marvel. Unfortunately, I grew up as a Marvel guy, so that's super sad for me to kind of have to admit that. I'm not really into the Marvel books right now. Yo, Conspiracy Comics tried to convince me that Moon Boy never landed on Devil Dinosaur. Oh man, that's pretty good, Mo Biggs. Pretty good. Not as good as your comment on my post. What did you say? He said, oh, it was a post I said about back issues, the back issues that I found. I found this new store called, wait, did I put the, oh, darn it. I had the, I thought I had the business card, but it was called Treasure Island Comics in Fremont, California, which is about an hour away from where I live. And I was out there for other reasons, and I was like, anytime I go to any new town or, some place that's not within the normal radius of my life, I always search up like comic book stores to see if I can find a new one. So I found this one. It was like 5 minutes away from where I was in Fremont, and it's like nondescript outside, looked kind of warehousey, and you walk in and it is a warehouse, and it's this amazingly organized store. I'd say 85% of the inventory that was in his store was back issues, which is very unheard of because normally stores, focus on the current books, and then graphic novels are usually the next tier of like inventory in comic book stores that they're willing to keep the space for. Back issues are a far third, if not fourth, behind like toys or like games. So I'm always excited when I find comic book stores that have a deep back issue inventory, and this one was deep. It was awesome, and had different eras. So they had like current back issues, within the last 1 to 3 years maybe. Then they had more like back issues of the times where I was growing up with comics, so like the 80s, 90s, 2000s, and then they had like golden age, like even older back issues, and they had a good selection of stuff, and it was really organized well, labeled great. It was awesome. And I got to talk to the owner. His name's Alex, super nice guy, and hope maybe in the future I'll get to do like a comic book video of his store, because I think it would be worth it to do, and he was cool with that. But he said the reason he was able to focus on back issues was the space. Like Fremont is way cheaper than San Francisco and for rent, and so he was able to like carve out a space, and it's storage. Like that's why a lot of stores don't carry back issues, because they don't have the space to hold them all. And he did, because he literally had a warehouse. So it was awesome. I was so psyched about it, and I bought a lot, and I'll share some of those with you guys today. Multi-decade nerd. Is that me? Poor Michelle will miss another one. You know what, Mark? We got to entice Michelle to come, because I may have come up with a soundbite for her. I may. Yeah. Go wake her up. I'll play it. Then she can go back to sleep. Just call her, and then I'll play it on your phone, and then she can go back to sleep. Speaking of conspiracies, Rocky just so happened to put off the stream just long enough for my membership to expire. Did your membership expire? Dang it, Mo Biggs. I'm sorry. Cranberry Landers is a member. Squeeze it tightly, that's right. Say hi to Michelle. Every last drop. It's pretty on brand, Mo. It's pretty on brand. Hashtag justice for me. Cranberry Langer's new Felix Haas. I know a bunch of you guys did. Yeah, I'm sad I didn't cross paths because he seemed like he was a really nice guy and just loved hanging out with people. I think Bancroft called him like the link master or something. So I'm assuming he was like really quick on the draw with like links in the chat and yeah. So that's tough. It's really tough. I don't have a bad thing to say about Felix, and you know that's saying so. That is saying a lot. That is saying a lot, and that is quite a tribute, Mo Biggs. So, yeah, that's saying a lot. So many boogers. I hope you're not talking about me. I'm too self-conscious to check right now, so hopefully it's not talking about me. eBay, yes, I got something on eBay. It's so good. Thursday is in 2 hours for you now, an hour and a half. Steampunker, just a week, he says. I absolutely believe you will be going that late. R.I.P. Felix Haas. You went to a Chinese New Year celebration, though you're Filipino. They call it Lunar New Year now because they don't want to be like so specific at China. But no, it's a Chinese New Year celebration. And yes, I was the token Filipino, I guess. My wife's Chinese, so. And all the friends that were there, most of them were. No, there was a couple Caucasian people there. Most of them were Chinese, though. But yes, it's just an excuse to get together and eat, really. Batten down your seatbelts. You know me. I've got all the great expressions. That's how Shoot the Fat came up. Batten down your seatbelts. We might have to use that one again, Cranberry. Make sure you use that in the future and remind me of that. Thanks for the link, Mark's Music Obsession. Dropping the fourth wall link. I can't even find it in the YouTube. I'm so far behind. I can't even find it in the YouTube chat so that I can pin it. That's okay. Yeah, it's in the description of the video too. If I find it, I'll pin it. But oh, here it is. I'll pin it just for the sake of pinning something. Put a pin in it. Yeah, I've been super busy and like tired, obviously. But I'm really excited to talk about comics. You know, I was talking to some students recently, some college students, and I was just telling them, like, it was kind of on the subject of like passion and like following your passions as an artist, blah, blah, blah. And I just said, like, you know, when you find that passion, it's like nothing will stop you from pursuing it. You will find a way to pursue it versus like habits that are hard to form. The subject was like passion, but also like habits and how to create good habits for yourself, and versus stuff that you hate doing, like say going to the gym or eating healthy. Those are hard to build habits around because if you don't get the reward immediately, or you're like, get that feedback, or like it's something you love and you don't even think about doing, then it's really hard to stay consistent with it, which is why people have like New Year's resolutions to go to the gym in January, and then by February they're not fulfilling it. Maybe a small fraction of you guys do, but I know for myself it's like, ugh. And then it's just a matter of necessity, like you got to do it for your health and blah blah blah. But when it comes down to like things you're passionate about, it's like, man, even though I'm tired and I don't have a lot of time, I gotta find a way to stream and share with you guys the comics that I'm reading because it's so fun and it's so exciting, and I don't know, it's awesome. So that's why we're here. So close. So close with the memberships, Jeffrey P. I actually recognize all the names except Sam Sudit. Oh, nice. Man, your connection goes deep. I really don't. I'm such a newbie. I feel like, I mean, we've been streaming for more than 2 years now. I feel like I would know a lot of people, but I think part of the problem is I don't go on enough streams or watch enough streams. I wish I had more time to do that. The other thing about me is I tend to get I'm visually like locked into things, so it's hard unless it's like a only audio, like a podcast that has no video. For like YouTube shows, I tend to sit there and just watch them. Like it's hard for me to like work and have a YouTube show playing because I'll just get distracted and just sit there and watch it. Even if they're just a talking head, something about like the visual I just have to like lock into. It reminds me of when I first started. I had an animation studio before, and when we first started it, it was just 3 of us guys who started it together. And we were like, oh, we could do anything. Like we could watch movies while we're working. And so like, yeah, let's what movie do you want to watch? And put on Star Wars. Yeah, put on Star Wars. You know, we've all seen it. We could recite it. We could work, and it'd be so cool playing in the background. And I would just sit there and like watch the movie and get no work done. And I'm like, I quickly found out like, guys, I can't watch stuff while I'm working. It's really hard. I need to just listen to music or audio stuff. So let's pretend Mark is always staying out late if it means no countdown. Jeez, really? 2-minute countdown is only needed when you don't have cool intro videos like you have. 5 seconds was cool. All right, I'll consider it. But 2-minute countdown also gives me time to like go to the bathroom, make sure I don't have anything in my teeth sometimes. You know, it's more for me than for you guys, obviously. He just thinks of us as Jenga. Mr. Monkey Boy 1969. I think of you much more than just Jenga. Mark's right. I feel like the promotional videos are your countdown. True. Make 30 minutes, you'll put me to sleep. Mark and Sammy are both correct. Okay. All right, guys. I hear you. I knew it was Earl Grey. All holidays are scams, Mr. Monkey Boy 1969 says. Mark's music obsession apparently doesn't like Earl Grey. Wow, I've never heard anybody have such a strong reaction to Earl Grey. Seriously. Wow. It's such a nice, like... I don't even need to put sugar in my Earl Grey. It's like, it's got a nice flavor itself. Chocolate-covered strawberries were for Valentine's Day? Of course. Felix was a founding member of the Crack Pack. Okay, there you go. Then that's a huge blow to the comic YouTube chat scene, because that Crack Pack's pretty legendary from what I understand. Chocolate-covered strawberries for family members this Valentine's Day. Nice. Was it milk chocolate? Usually it's milk chocolate, right? I love dark chocolate. So milk chocolate's all right. Sometimes it's too sweet for me. White chocolate, not really a big fan of white chocolate. We've actually lost 2 founding members to non-crack related illnesses. Dang. Ooh, that's rough. Yeah, that's sad. That is sad. T Green left 2 hours ago. Discord, more like Doxcord. Hey, Timmy Mello in the house. R.I.P. Felix. R.I.P. Felix indeed. Timmy Mello, is that the Dr. Doom image that you posted in Discord? Mo Biggs. Timmy Mello is dropping... Timmy Mello and Adam, who's been in the chat before, dropping some great artwork of their personal artwork in Discord. I love it. I wish I could drop more artwork of my own. That would be a good thing. But... most of the artwork, or all the artwork I'm working on, is work stuff, and so I can't just drop that, unfortunately. But I love it, and Timmy Miller, that's great. Sorry, I'm just gonna look at it again. Yeah, I believe that's the piece that you posted in Discord, the Dr. Doom piece. That looks awesome. That looks like a great profile picture too. Under 16 for the Discord thing. Yeah. Sure, Mo Biggs feels very vindicated, as do you, Steampunker. Discord is for privacy. Rumble's for free speech. Both require your private information. I've never tried Rumble. I know some people who YouTube also do Yumble. There you go. I just made a new social network, Yumble. I know that people who YouTube also use Rumble. Some people use Rumble as well. I just get there's just too many platforms. I know some people use Twitch or Kick. I think Kick is another one. I haven't even bothered looking at all that stuff. Too much. Feels good to be right. Comics are seeking about 30,000 issues per comic. The comics... Wait, what? Comics are seeking about 30,000 issues per comic. They said if it weren't for the price point, they wouldn't be in the black. Wait, what comics? Like the comic book companies? Context. I'm missing the context. Marvel's only hope is to send another secret kamikaze attack to DC like Bendis is coming. Well, I've heard... Who was it that was telling... Oh, this comic store owner at Treasure Island Comics. He was saying he has friends who work in the comic book industry, blah, blah. And he's saying that Marvel pays like crap. Like they're notoriously paying, I think it's like... He said their rates have not gone up for decades. And I guess that's why they're losing. They're not able to attract a lot of a talent there because they pay so poorly, which tracks. So that kind of stinks, and I hope that there is a shakeup there because they're in need of it. They're in need of badly. And, competition will make all the content, or not all the content, but competition will make comics better. But right now, DC is running away with it. Kanede, bless his bald head. Nice. I'm worried Netflix might nerf the comic division of DC if they acquire Warner. I hope not. That would be dumb. That would be really dumb. And I think the backlash would be horrible if they did something like that. So, I don't think so. But who knows? Who can predict these kind of things that happen in the industry? This friend of mine who has that crazy high subscriber count YouTube channel, we were just talking about AI and, just how it's like totally just made everybody nervous and just changing industries so rapidly. It's such a disruption to life in general. The whole just the concept of AI, but even the practical uses of it is just disrupting everything. And I just see on my X feed all the time of like the new AI video, whatever. This is the new one. This is going to change everything. Hollywood's shaking its boots. But it just keeps getting better and better. And it's like, well, it's going to be kind of crazy. So who knows what's going to happen? Mighty Geek Studio says, Indies got me with everything else. Nice. Rocky always goes out to town to buy, here we go, big pig feed. He doesn't want to draw any local attention while he's out. He may as well seek out new comic shops. Yeah, I can't leave a paper trail of my pig feeder discoveries. So I got to go out farther to the farmlands to find my pig feed. No, it's been raining here a lot, actually, and I haven't renewed my zoo membership yet. When it gets nice, when the weather gets consistently nice, and I get and I get some time to actually go back to the zoo, I will. Who knows if she'll be there anymore. Finding a comic book store is necessary, like knowing the location of hospitals. Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree. Sumo Thori, what's up, Sumo Thori? How you doing? Sumo Thori's in the chat. Great seeing you here. Everybody's saying hello to Sumo Thori. Awesome. We're getting the night crowd in here. Got to hear the Michelle sound, Rocky. I won't tell her what it is. All right. Should we do it? We'll do it. All right. Tell me what you think about this, Mark's Music Obsession. I took your suggestion. About some thoughts on what she should do, what I should do for her sound. What do you think? Zenoscope are making female characters interesting again. Zenoscope. Zenoscope. What are the characters in Zenoscope? Is it Zenoscope Comics? Okay. Huh. I've never heard of this comic line at all. Is this, I guess I'm assuming it's all online. Seems that like femme fatale, sexy gal look of their stuff. All right. Coming soon. What's coming soon? All right, I'm going to go to genre, actually. Fantasy, horror, and sci-fi genre. All right, let's look at this. Let's look at this, guys. Oh, that's not what I wanted it to look like. There we go. Okay. On recommendation of Mighty Geek Studios, this is Zenoscope right now. I don't want a free comic. So this looks like their fair. That looks cool. I've never heard of any of these. I think that's amazing too. Like back in the day when I was starting with comics, or there was no such thing as like indie comics, or indie comics were a totally different category than what we have in indie comics now. Like look how done and finished these look. It's pretty cool. Like these are it's indistinguishable that this is an indie comic, other than the fact that it doesn't have like the Marvel or DC logo on it. So that's awesome. We'll have to like see what they're about and try and read some of these. But thanks for the rec, Mighty Geek Studios. Cranberry Lander says, "Oh, if your wife's Chinese, that counts as you being Chinese through marriage." I guess. I don't know. I'm okay with Chinese New Year since it predates the CCP. I just treat it like the metric system. Those who enjoy it can. Yeah. I just barely got the dragon sign deadline of 1989, where the New Year date was February 5th, which transitioned to the year of the snake, which we just came out of. Whoa. I just barely got the dragon sign deadline of 1989, where the New Year date was. What? I believe we're at the year of the... I'm sure what you're saying is correct, Timmy Millo. I just don't know what you're saying. But I believe we're in the year of the horse, right? I think that's what this year is. I've looked up someplace, even some people said it's the year of the fire horse, which I was like, when was that a sign? I didn't know we had a fire horse sign. It's like an extra like power up, or like, what do you call it? Booster pack of the new year. Don't give her the bogan soundbite. I think about it every time I do something bogan. Flip-flops while holding a pie and a drink with a footy, very bogan. You got it, Jeffrey Beats. You're the one and only bogan in my chat. Persistence is everything. Swat someone with the thongs, Jeffrey, to celebrate. Awesome. Slippers and wooden spoons are ancient weapons of discipline here. You got that right. Are you Filipino, Sumo Thori? Did we have this conversation all right? Chinelas? Come on now. Universal whooping weapons. That's right. I guess so. I guess you don't have to be Filipino to have felt the wrath of a slipper or a wooden spoon. It ain't it ain't great. Typical T Green is still awake. Amazing. Amazing. I usually get myself a little done up for a stream, Cranberry Lander says. Oh, really, Cranberry? So you don't normally look that handsome? Is that what you're saying when you stream? You could have fooled me. Rocky tried to go to the bathroom at 5:58, but damn it, he can't squeeze out. That's gross. Jeffrey Beats is at work right now. Oh, right, because we're late. So now he's at work. Take that, Beats. Swaparoo. Don't get in trouble, okay. I tried Earl Grey recently. Wasn't bad in my opinion. It's great. It's a great flavor. It's really good. I like black tea. Like English breakfast tea is good. Earl Grey. Don't like chamomile. Mint tea. Peppermint tea. Green tea. Meh. Not really big fan of green tea. I think it was dark chocolate. Nice. You smoke crack, you better watch your back. That's words to live by. Dark chocolate covered strawberries here as well. There we go. That cran chat he highlighted was before I was even here. I know loads of people that don't rate Earl Grey. English breakfast is a goer all around. Yeah. That's just like straight up. If you need a punch in the face to wake up a little bit, English breakfast is good. London fogs are very good. That's with Earl Grey tea, Earl Grey tea, right? A London fog, I believe so. I highly recommend Yorkshire Gold. Dang, I'm gonna have to write that down. Yorkshire Gold. Is that a brand or a flavor? Where's my pen? Yorkshire Gold. Okay. Oh my gosh. We're almost an hour in and I haven't even opened up one comic yet. Yeah, I updated the profile picture recently of that Doom Inc. piece I did, and thanks. Yes, it's awesome. I wouldn't mind trying an English breakfast, but I don't know about that beans on toast thing. I've had beans on toast before. It's not bad. Mark's Music Obsession dropped a link for something. I'm hoping this is for Yorkshire Gold. Man, I'm so behind. So the problem is I can't click on links in Ecamm. I have to click on it through the YouTube chat. So let me see. Oh, there it is. Yorkshire Gold. Nice. All right. I'm buying some. Pillow Dew. All right. It's a type of black tea. All right. I'm totally buying some right now. No, I'm not going to subscribe and save, but I am buying it now. It's only $7.72. It's coming tomorrow. Awesome. Thank you, Mark's Music Obsession. Just got me some tea. Marvel sells about 30,000 issues per title. Oh, there you go. That's probably why Marvel tried to hire a bunch of woke Tumblr artists who worked for cat food around 78 years ago. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. It's really sad. They have so much. It's funny because you think of that company, right? Disney, Pixar, Star Wars, Marvel. They've got some of the greatest IP ever. And all of those are kind of floundering right now. It's really sad. They were better when they were not all under one roof and they were doing their own thing, you know? Yeah, I don't know. I'm really bummed about that. The only thing worse than Marvel's page rate pay is their royalties pay, which you would need to find with a magnifying glass. I've heard that as well. I heard that DC has better royalty structure. I heard some artists talk about Marvel rates at conferences not too bad for covers. And a lot of people just do covers, you know, which is kind of sad. Like you think of Adam Hughes is an artist that comes to mind, or J. Scott Campbell, right? Those guys are crazy good artists. And they've done amazing like sequential art books in the past. But now they're just doing covers and you're like, why aren't they doing a book? Like, why aren't they on a regular book? And the reason isn't because they're tired, or maybe they're tired or older or whatever. They don't have time for it. The reason is because what they get paid to do one cover image is way more than grinding it out on a regular comic book. And so why bother, right? But that's just sad for the world that we don't get these amazing comic book artists doing comics anymore. They're just doing covers just because of page, just because they can't afford to do it. So it's kind of sad. I've been seeing a lot of pros doing commissions on the side, which really shouldn't be in the industry. Oh, Most new talent is either self-publishing or either going through indie publishers. I mean, you can now. That's the amazing thing, right? It's like it kind of levels the playing field. You don't have to be one of the... Had this interesting conversation in a comic store last week with Frank at Amazing Fantasy, and we were just talking about that. Like before, if you wanted to be a comic book artist, it was either you made your way to New York and just knocked on the door, showed your portfolio, or conventions and like happened to talk to the right editor at the right time. Or there was the Marvel tryout book, which was awesome. And I think the first like winner of the Marvel tryout contest, I think officially was Mark Bagley. And he went on to have a long career. I actually, to be honest, wasn't a huge fan of Mark Bagley's artwork. But he went on to have a long career on Spider-Man in particular and New Warriors. But yeah, I remember as a kid looking at the Marvel tryout like ads and then them saying like, this was our first winner, Mark Bagley. And I was like, wow, the guy made it. He totally made it. But now you don't need to do that. Now you can just print it yourself and it looks great. Like the printers right now have phenomenal quality with computer coloring and all that kind of stuff. It's amazing. Who knows if I'll get time to return to the zoo? They always return to the scene of the crime. How'd you get him to commit? How did you get him, Ed, to commit? Michelle likes polka, Mo Biggs is asking. Nice. Mark's music obsession approves. She's from Pennsylvania. So one of the things that Mark was suggesting was, yes, she's from Pennsylvania, but also they play that during Groundhog Day, the movie. That's one of the things that are always playing in the background every time it repeats in Groundhog's Day. So that's a classic song, I guess, the Pennsylvania polka. That just went down the wrong pipe. Aren't Zenescope the ones who made Robin Hood? I think I remember them. Huh. I don't know. Did they see that? Oh, okay. Maybe they are. Nice. Mine is basically calling me a redneck. Zenescope also does physical media. Nice. Okay, cool. You guys know about Zenescope. Nice. You could rebrand as Jeff Dingworthy. You might be a bogan. Yeah, horror, fantasy, superhero stuff, and fan service. Nice. Okay, cool. Bogan is cooler than redneck. I mean, to us Americans, bogan is cooler than redneck. Maybe to Australians, redneck is cooler than bogan. Don't know. Unfortunately, I don't have a pig noise. I think I need to rectify that in the near future. My Little Flaming Pony for the Fire Horse. I already mentioned Zenescape to you, Rocky. Apparently, I guess I didn't. Dang it. Sorry, Cranberry. We transitioned out of the Year of the Snake and are now in the Year of the Snake. You can only get so many words into a post. We transitioned out of the Year of the Snake and are now in the Year of the Snake. What? I was born in the year of the monkey, Mark's Music Obsession says. I was the year of the dragon, which I think is the coolest one. Not going to lie. Typical T Green, she is starting to fall asleep. She's like, where are the comics? I know Jeffrey loved the TV series Howzos. Just thought that would be worse. Howzos? Huh. That's true. I really look handsome. I got beat with wooden swooshes. Dang. To clarify, I was saying we are moving out of the Year of the Snake, which was 2025, to the Year of the Horse. To now, the Year of the Horse 20. Okay, got it. Okay. London Fog. I thought a London Fog was like I don't think it was an alcoholic beverage. I thought it was like a combo of like coffee and Earl Grey. Like it was like an iced coffee drink with Earl Grey. Maybe I'm thinking of that wrong. Sorry, typical to green. I failed you. We're already an hour in. 5 minutes till 11. You must definitely be streaming the Thursday. Yes. We're going to get some tomorrow, apparently. Houseo is cooler than a bogan. A houseo to me is someone that would hang out at a pizza shop late at night or a basketball hoop. That's not so bad. Not street smart enough. Oh, okay. I only care if it's the year of the rat, so I can celebrate by watching Badly Drawn Boy, Year of the Rat music video. So you only watch that once in a blue moon, I'm assuming. To no one's surprise, I was born the year of the goat. Everybody wants Year of the Dragon. I got it. Houseos is like an Australian version of Trailer. Oh, got it. All right. London Fog isn't alcoholic. I was wrong. Okay, cool. I think I was right about what a London Fog is. All right. Am I actually going to get to comics now? Holy cow. Let's do it before all of you guys fall asleep. What am I doing? Comics. Okay, this is going to be good. So we'll start off with like the modernish stuff, like the current books, and then we'll end off on some of these back issue classics. I didn't do the ticker tape today because a lot of you guys were telling me that you like the anticipation, so I'm not going to do it today. I forgot to debag these, so there might be a little bit of shenanigans there. All right, let's look at this first book. DCKO. I know a lot of you guys are not that happy with this series, or at least the response. Sorry, I'm going to try and give myself a little bit more light here. Oops, that's a lot more light. The response, people are saying, oh, it's gimmicky and all that, and I get that. But it's been good. It's been entertaining for me, at least. For the most part, it's been entertaining. And the funny thing with this, too, is now I'm on the hunt every time for this variant cover, this Daniel Warren Johnson variant cover. So this is the new one. This is a Daniel Warren Johnson variant cover for issue 4. And he's just so good at drawing wrestling stuff. So it's awesome. The past ones he did were like characters fighting each other. It's like Wonder Woman and Joker. Wonder Woman, Joker, Superman and Batman, and then it was Harley and Lobo in the last one. And now this like wrestler mask, Mexican wrestler Batman version, which is awesome. But yeah, so at the end of the last issue, they are connecting it now with the Absolute Universe characters. So they're crossing over and fighting the regular versions of the classic characters as well. It's cool. It's been fun. And it moves fast. And I think that's the key. Like, they're not really lingering too long. They're not explaining too much. They're just kind of moving very quickly through the concept. And again, the hook for me is Superman's mindset in this of trying to win the battle, because it is kind of told from his point of view. So trying to win the battle, but also realizing that he has to defeat people that he's called allies before in order to win it. But it's cool. Now they're introducing, I don't know if this is going to like be canon or have a lasting impact on the Absolute Universe, but they're bringing in Absolute Batman, Absolute Wonder Woman, Absolute Flash, and Absolute Superman to fight the real ones. And since Darkseid is the creator of that whole Absolute world, it makes kind of sense, because the end of the DCKO storyline is whoever wins the tournament has to fight Darkseid and hopefully beat him. So yeah, the artwork's been cool, and it does kind of tap into that like typical comic book talk of who would win in a fight between Superman and Batman, and you can kind of just like, you know, imagine the scenarios that each one of these characters would take to beat the other one, and they play it out, you know, in the comics. So it's cool. It's cool. I feel like it's true to the characters. Scott Snyder is one of the main writers on this, and I think he does a good job of like tapping into that fan service, but also making you care for the characters and the choices they make. And he obviously is the writer of Absolute Batman, which has been the top selling book for DC right now. So yeah, he's got a good grasp. He's a smart writer, and I like what he's been doing. Mark's Music Obsession says, the monkey is the 9th of 12 animals in the Chinese zodiac, a symbol of cleverness, versatility, and innovation. People born in the year of the monkey are usually smart, quick-witted, and versatile. Nice. Nice. Dragon supremacy reporting in. There we go. Another dragon. D-bag sounds suspicious. That looks horrific. Whatever is going on that cover looks terrible. Cranberry Landers hates it. It's like, it's just his love letter to Mexican wrestling. With a Batman skin. The one thing that I'm not the biggest fan of is they keep cutting back to this, like, I don't know if it's happening in real time or if it's like in the past. I think it's in the past. But it's like Clark Kent, Bruce Wayne, Diana Prince, and I think Lois Lane. They're like playing board games. It's like they're just hanging out as regular folk and playing a board game, and it's paralleling what is going on in the actual tournament. That kind of stuff is a little hokey to me. Like, I just love this stuff. So yeah, and I believe they have another writer. I think Joshua Williamson is writing that stuff. And a different artist too. And I actually don't like the artist either. So I don't know. It adds like the human component to it, but it's all right. It's kind of cheesy. Wow, look at this Absolute Batman. He's ripped. Here's like a nod to the fans. I don't know if you guys can read that. He says that the real Batman says, you know, I fought a lot of Batman lately, but that is the ugliest bat symbol I've ever seen. And then Absolute Batman's like makes these spikes grow out of his outfit, and he says, "How's it looking now?" He says, "It's growing on me." Pretty cool. And they're well aware of the fan response or the haters that are responding to Absolute Batman. So I kind of love that they play that up, not just in this book, but even in the Absolute Batman book. Yeah, it's cool. The artwork's grown on me for this book. It's been, it's good. It's high impact, a lot of action stuff. He draws all the characters cool. Oh, there's Darkseid. That's cool. Greetings, champions. Wait, was that the? So there's the ending. So it's coming to a point where they're going to reveal, I don't think they did, not yet, reveal who won the tournament and who's going to fight Darkseid, which will probably be an all-out brawl. The King Omega. It's cool. Oh, did you guys see that? I just revealed it for myself. I didn't know who won the tournament, but I just saw the winner. So, whoops. Hopefully you didn't catch that. I don't know if the next issue, I think it's a 6-issue. I could have sworn I read it was a 6-issue series. So this is 4. And if they already announced the winner in that, I'm assuming 5 is going to be the big battle. Maybe 6 is just going to be the like summary wrap up, everything resets or something. I have not picked up any of the there's a whole bunch of like secondary books that are like spin-offs on all this. I haven't picked up any of those. They haven't really interested me that much. I'm just into like the main storyline. But the cool thing is they're all kind of like one-shots. And so it's just them adding a little bit more story, my understanding, adding a little bit of story, side stories here and there that they couldn't all fit in one book. And giving a chance to other creators and to take a crack at it. So anyway, there it is. First book of the night, DCKO number 4, with the horrible cover that Cranberry Landers hates. Well-spiked chain chair. Actually had a comic-related comic earlier, skipped right over it. You did, Mark's Music Assistant? Should I do a search of your name? Let's see. I can do a search of your name. Earl Grey, got that. Born Near the Monkey. What? What was the comic? Not a fan of the Absolute Batman either, to teach their own. Was that the comment? I missed it, Mark. I'm sorry. Ask it again, and I'll get to it in an hour. Reese's Peanut Butter Cup commercial reference. What? DWJ Transformers cover recently rocked. Oh, I think I missed that. I haven't been picking up Transformers regularly. I stopped picking that up regularly. There's a lot of wrestling references, and I attribute it to DWJ. He's all about the wrestling, has always been about the wrestling, and he's one of the hottest creators right now. And yeah, I think that's probably why. Oh, yeah. I missed that. Hey, you got your Absolute Batman in my DCKO. You got your DCKO in my Absolute Batman. Throw the books in a blast for me. Is that a Third Rock from the Sun reference? Or oh, that's what you're talking about. You need to read all the secondary books to follow the incredibly deep story. Or not. Third Rock from the Sun did an homage to it. You got your trout and my peanut. Oh, okay. Got it. I never was a big fan of Third Rock from the Sun. Don't look for it, Rocky. With that horrible cover that Cranberry Landers hates. Yes. We know you're not going to be voting for that one. Okay, let's blow through this one. Exquisite Corpses number 10. So number 9. It has the bunny on it. This one. This was the issue before this one. I just read this a couple nights ago. Possibly one of the best issues of this series is this one right here. It was good. Really creepy. And it just went a different level for me. There's something about it. Nothing super major happened in it. But the way that the story was told and some of the plot points in it, really good. I finished reading the comic and I put it down. I was like, that was dang good. I might have to do a 15-second comic video, which I haven't done in a while. I might have to do it on that particular issue because it was really good. So this one came out today, and I'm excited. It's just, this book has just been awesome. Even more so because it's not typically the kind of book I would pick up. But it's been really good story, characters, and premise. So, oh wow, this one's written by Jordi Belair, who she's a colorist. Well, she colored also, but I've talked about her quite a bit because she's colored a number of. She's one of the hottest colorists right now, and she's worked on all sorts of different stuff, and she does great things. I think she is the colorist on Absolute Wonder Woman. She was the colorist on like G.I. Joe or Duke. I think both of those books. Yeah, she's coloring a whole heck of a lot of stuff. But it's cool. She's taking a crack at writing. That's awesome. So yeah, premise. We've gone over the premise of this one a number of times, but I believe it's 12 or 13 like super high elite families in the country, and they each hire, I think it's 12 because it has to be an even number for the competition, but they each hire a serial killer to represent their family. They get picked a weapon that serial killer has to use, and then they just fight each other, and then the winner gets to control everything at the end of it. So as the tournament goes on, kind of similar to DCKO, it whittles down to less people in the game. And this could have been cheesy. I mean, the plot, it's not like it's a new plot, right? And I think somebody in the chat last time mentioned it's like Battle Royale, that famous manga. And, Hunger Games is another reference that has come up about this story. But there's just something about the characters and the way that they're telling this story. Not just the characters that are fighting, like the serial killers, but also the families and who represents the families. And there's all these kind of backroom deals that are going on, like psychological stuff going on between each of the families. It's awesome. It's really layered. And then you have also the innocent bystanders that are in this town. They have no idea that they're in the middle of this tournament, but they're ultimately like victims. They get killed. They're in the middle of crossfire because they're also, all of the competitors are serial killers. So not only are they trying to win the tournament, but they're out there to like kill innocent people. But then they kind of catch wind of what's happening. They realize they're in a tournament, so it's awesome. And then some of them are really good at what they do, some of them are not. So there's so many layers of characters in this. And nobody's safe, which is, I kind of like that feeling. Some people don't like that because it makes them nervous that their favorite characters won't last. But I love that. I love it when stories are willing to sacrifice characters for the good of the story, right? If it makes sense in the story. And the thing I don't like about whether it's comics or just stories in general, if there are certain characters that are untouchable. So it's like, because then if you put them into a situation that is life-threatening, or the stakes are high, and that you get this feeling that they're like untouchable, like they're the main character, or they're gonna have another James Bond, so there's no way they're gonna kill James Bond, kind of thing. Then it's like, well, they're gonna survive, so what's the point, But when they can go, when you have that tension of like, oh, that character, I really like that character, and they've been building this character up over 10 issues, and then all of a sudden they're dead. It's like, whoa. It makes the stakes like really high. There's the bunny character. Creepy, crazy. I forgot what his name was. And that's a cool little panel there. That little, just the mouth and then the word ha. That's awesome. It's cool. Oh yeah, I think his name's Rascal Randy. Yeah, I think that's who he is. Really cool. Yep, there he is, Rascal Randy. And like I said, after I read that issue 9, and I've been a fan of this series this whole time. I really like this guy. His name's Lone Gunman. But I've been a fan of this series from the first issue. But after I read 9, I was like, wow, that's awesome. So there we go. Exquisite Corpses, number 10. Corpse is a great comic. Jeffrey Beats likes it. He liked the fox is cool. Very iconic with that mask. Cool character. It's good to throw the reader off like that. Nothing like a chick on a toilet on that second page. I mean, she's just thinking, right? She's just having a conversation. She's not actually using the toilet. With lines like that peanut butter trout joke, the show is like a hooker. It sells itself. Oh my gosh. It's a funny show. Try it out after the first 5 episodes. Okay, yeah, I should. I mean, there's a good reason it went on for so long, I would think. I think John Lithgow is amazing. He's a great actor. I just never got into the premise. It was just too weird for me. I watched like 2 episodes of Third Rock back in the day. Yes, you're right. The AEW advertisements, they're huge. And I think there was some like spin-off issue of DCKO, Mo Biggs, that they did include AEW characters in it as well. So yeah, there's definitely a tie-in in that. And I would even argue like most that crossover of people who read comics and people who like wrestling, there's in the Venn diagram of fandom, there's a huge crossover there. Like I, even as a kid, I didn't know that much about wrestling, but I liked it a lot because it felt like you're watching superheroes fight and they had their powers, and there's always these sub stories and motivations there. I grew up in the time of like WWF, Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, Jimmy the Superfly Snuka, Junkyard Dog, like those guys. They're like cartoon characters or comic characters, and they even had a TV show with them. So yeah, there's definitely like crossover in the fandom. The stakes being real gives it an edge, unlike Marvel, where no one ever dies. That's right. Both Marvel and DC are guilty of, they have their, their classic characters, their tentpole characters that they can't kill. So that's why when Superman dies, it's like a big event, but then they got to bring him back somehow, and similar with Batman. He's never going to really die. They'll show a version of him dying, but then it's not really what it's not going to be the end of Bruce Wayne. Right. So yeah, because those are the moneymakers. Those are the characters that keep going. So I think it's tough because you can't always, at least for those kind of companies and those kind of stories, you can't get rid of those characters or kill them off. Maybe that's why Exquisite Corpses works, because they're all new characters. There have been, and I know there have been exceptions. There have been, sorry, I'm just going to mute my watch. There have been times where characters actually die, and when they stay dead, that's pretty cool. I mean, it is. It really is. It just makes you appreciate if it's written well. If it's written well, not just for the sake of, killing them just for the sake of killing them. It has to be done well. Hold on one second. Rascal Randy, he brutally murders people. I mean, that guy's a real rascal. He is. The weirdness is what I liked. Depending on the two shows, that would make sense. Yeah, it was really weird. Venn diagram, not Zen diagram. Cranberry, I am just the worst at the expressions. What was it? So I have a Zen diagram and buckle down the hatches, shooting the fat. I need to write a book. I could see this being really terrible. This one? This pretty much just killed Dr. Doom and the Will of Doom #1. But did they really? Did they really, Timmy Mello? Okay. Sirens Loves Hurts. I took a gamble on this, and this is why. This artist, Babs Tarr, I actually really like this artist. She hasn't done a regular book in a long time. The first time I discovered this artist was Batgirl. She reinvented Batgirl. Hang on a second. Let me see if I can find it. So this was like, I was never really interested in Batgirl before this version of her. Other than the Batgirl from like the classic TV show. So this was 2014, 2015. And they did this Batgirl of Burnside, they called it. And she was kind of more modern, but they reinvented her costume. They gave her this like more practical costume. And yeah, there was just something about Babs's artwork that appealed to me. It's not quite like manga influence, but there is that in there. But it's like really voluptuous and kind of cutie cute. And I normally am not into that, but there was something about this Batgirl that worked for me and I liked. And so I always kind of tracked stuff that she worked on. But she hasn't been working on anything in comics, at least that I know of, regularly for a while now. So it's 2026 now, right? She might have worked on some like mini series here and there, one shots here and there, but nothing like her run on Batgirl. Part of that might have been because this was tied to Cameron Stewart, and there was quite a bit of controversy around Cameron Stewart. I didn't really follow it, but I knew there was like a little bit of a falling out there between them. So maybe that's why she took a break from comics. I think she was working in like video games for a while. But anyway, I always thought her style for Batgirl was cool, and it kind of worked out, and I liked it. So when I saw she was doing this, I was like, oh, cool. She's working on a new book, and she likes to draw the ladies, and she kind of does this like sultry is a good word to describe her artwork. So yeah, I haven't seen it in a while. I don't know how her artwork's evolved, but here we go. I'm sure Mo is going to love this. Wow, you got Sirens. I saw the hype around this. Great art. Is the story good? I'll read this digitally. I'll let you know in a little bit, Jeffrey Beats. I have not read this at all. I didn't know there was that much hype on it. See, she has this kind of look to her stuff. It's not straight up manga, but it is influenced by it. But she definitely has this like kind of sexy, sultry, again, style to her stuff. That's very manga. And she also likes the like fashion-y kind of stuff too. I don't know. It's a good fit for Sirens, I'd say, for girl characters. And her artwork's pretty dynamic too. It's like, it feels like it's in motion, has like an animated flavor to it, but not so just finished clean line animated. There's like some rendering in there. Pretty sure she did her own colors. Yep. Oh no. Oh, different artist as a colorist. Interesting. Bab's art is very manga. But it's different. I don't know. There's something that's different about it. I can't put my finger totally on it. It's like it has the like stylization there of it, but there is a Western kind of influence in there somehow. It's cool. It's pretty cool. It's kind of funny. These fishnets are like not as tight pattern as they're normal for a black canary, or just when somebody's rendering fishnets. These are like really wide fishnets. This kind of feels like I can see this doing well right now because of the popularity of K-pop Demon Hunter. Like this totally feels like this like K-pop Demon Hunter kind of vibe. She's got great expressions too. I love her expressions. They're so sassy and interesting. Yeah. I think it works for Sirens, you know, just throwing all these girl characters together. Black Canary, Catwoman, Harlequin, Poison Ivy. That's cool. Who's that? Yeah. Maybe it's like manga, and there's also some like graffiti art feel to it that I kind of am picking up on. I don't know if that's the colors or just the stylization. There's something more than just manga art in it. And that's where I like unless you are a true blue manga artist, that like grew, like you're Japanese and you grew up in that system and trained in that system, and like you're actually authentically a manga artist. Oftentimes when people just copy manga stylings, especially Western artists, I'm like, not a big fan. I like it when they add something to it, and that's at least I feel like she adds something else into her manga influence. Anyway, there you go. I'll check it out. We'll see if the story's good. If it is, I might pick up the next one. I thought the artwork's pretty good. Trying to think of like other manga artists that have manga stylings. I mean, there's Peach Momoko, obviously, but she's Japanese. Like she's pure Japanese. Like I remember in the late 90s, early 2000s, Adam Warren was an artist who he had this clear manga influence in his stuff, but it had a flair. There was like a Western flair to it a little bit. So I would argue he was even more manga than Babs is. Anyway, there you go. Sirens, Love Hurts, Book 1. I took a gamble on this, and this is why. That's... Well... Missed the back issues post the second time. Oh, dang it, Mark. Why am I missing? What am I missing? What, is it not showing up on Ecamm maybe? That's weird. I didn't like that version of Batgirl. Fair. Then you probably won't like this. More practical costume to thwart the male gaze. It was definitely a thing in 2015. Yeah, but it's funny because you say that, but then Babs drew it, and she's not doing stuff to thwart the male gaze. You know, quite the opposite. So I think that combo, I don't know, it totally worked. Totally worked. I think that's a series they had Penguin ride in on a sleigh saying, "Have no fear, Penguin is here." Was it? I don't remember. I figured out why Rocky liked that version of Batgirl. It reminds me of Shadowcat. Ah, stop it. Reminds me more of the 80s Chipmunk adventure movie. Hey, don't knock that movie. Do you know that I'm pretty sure about this. One of my favorite animators of all time is Glenn Keane. He did The Little Mermaid, Beast and Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin and Aladdin, Pocahontas and Pocahontas. Pretty much all the title characters he did. He was just incredible. One of the greatest animators of all time. He worked on the 80s Chipmunk movie. And he did some great stuff with the, what were they called? Were they called the Chipettes? What were the girl chipmunks called? I can't remember, but he did some sequences with them. DC has been hyping this up with videos and online. Really? Huh. Oh, man. There's something that's different. I can't put my finger out, or can he? Is it that obvious? Is it that obvious? You know what you're getting when you get that book. Let's just say that. Fair to say. Those are very interesting pages. Did she do the iZombie art? No. iZombie was... Mike Allred did iZombie. Yeah. It has that Kenneth Roquefort-like style, mostly Western with a few anime. He, yes, has anime influences in there, but not as much as her stuff. Roquefort stuff is different, but yeah, he does have anime stuff. He's awesome. He's amazing. Stop it. I like Bab's art, but this looks too pop for me. It is a little pop. It is. It's a little girly, too girly. Unless you've drawn 100 pages of sequential art over a weekend for a lukewarm bowl of ramen, you are no true mangaka. That's right. That's right. Looks like it's not like Totally Spies. No, I know exactly that. That show is bad looking. The art looks good. Wait, are you trolling me, Cranberry? I can't believe Rocky went to all the trouble explaining the back issues post to explain my joke, only to forget to tell my joke. Did I not tell your joke? Mobig said... Okay, I'm going to read it out loud here so I don't get this wrong. This is the nice thing about night streaming, too. I don't have something bearing down on me to end the stream, other than boring you guys to death. So, oh no, that was not on that post. Mobugs. Sorry, I did it again. Mobig said this. Wow, I predicted you would cancel this week's show due to back issues, quote unquote. I was close, because I was talking about the back issues I bought at the store. Get it? Back issues. Dang. They do. They do need it. Primary audience for comics is the male gaze. Gaze. So all the hot... let's just say he knows how to draw the ladies for sure. And not in a skeezy way. Like, they're just amazing. He's a great artist. I can see the comparison, but I would consider Roquefort on it. Yeah, absolutely. No, if I had to pick between Roquefort and Babs Tarr, no offense, Babs, but Roquefort he's in his own category. Mike Allred is a favorite art. Then why did you not know he drew iZombie, dude? not to be confused with Gloria Allred. Okay. Shelby says, dang, you're up late. Is it? It's not that late, Shelby. It's really not that late. It's only 9:42 my time. Good seeing you, Shelby. How are you doing, my friend? I didn't like that take of Batgirl, and I noticed that what may be your reason, 2 of them, for buying it, but I like the art. Okay. Everybody's saying hello to Shelby. Here we go. We're not even halfway through, but here we are already at it. Absolute Batman. Sometimes I like to end the stream on Absolute Batman because I've been enjoying this book so much. But we got so much to get through. Absolute Batman has fallen into the middle of the pack this week. But this is exciting because this is the introduction to Poison Ivy in the Absolute world. Also, it's a 2-issue series, 2-issue storyline. Also, the amazing Erik Canete is drawing this, and I've only seen a couple of preview images online, but this is my first time looking at this book right here with you guys. So I'm really excited about this. I read a few posts that he had about him basically pitching to the Absolute guys like, hey, I would love to work on this book. And he did some like sample pages and stuff. So I am through the moon, through the roof. Here goes another expression that I'm going to botch. But I am super excited that he was able to land this because he is so good. Erik Canete is. He's so hardworking. And I think this is just going to do great for him. The fact that he gets this kind of exposure on the top comic out there right now, top mainstream comic. I mean, he has already a very, illustrious career, but this is going to just take it up another level, I think. Ugh. There's going to be a lot of like in the nostrils, in the mouth. That image that I posted for the thumbnail of this episode, for this stream, was an Erik Canete drawing with like all the like plant stuff coming out of Batman's mouth. So it's cool. They're kind of pushing this horror vibe to it a little bit more, which is cool. It's a great angle. Yeah, so some of the things that I would say that describe Erik Canete's artwork for me is that it's dynamic. He just has like an extreme command of perspective. Hang on, my cat is meowing at me. I gotta let him in. Over the moon. Yes. Shoot the moon. Through the moon. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Shelby feeds ducks like he's trying to make foie gras. Pull up Bab's art and put it next to Totally Spies TV show. It's not. It is not the same. It's not. Mark's Music Obsession's at 11:43, 11:47, I would say now. Mark's Music Obsession. Hanging with us. I love it. That's right. That's right. Cranberry Lander says, I haven't picked up iZombie in over a decade. It looks similar. Not really. Look at, you pull up that. I'll look up Totally Spies. You look at iZombie and compare. It's not. It's not. Only Shadowcat can go through the moon. True. Or Superman. Shadowcat's the communist version. So dynamic, I would describe Canete's artwork. His command of perspective. His stuff always, like, his action stuff, and I'm sure we'll run into it here in this book, but his stuff always has this like going like 100 miles an hour. It's like a Fast and the Furious filter on his artwork. And he's worked in animation before, so he's got a great sense of movement too in his action. Wow, this is cool. Some sort of like zombie plant virus. Batman with chainsaws strapped to his wrists and a gas mask. That's killer. I mean, you could argue Eric Canetti has a little bit of manga influence in his stuff too, you know, but he has his own thing, his own flair. Does a lot of cool feathering in his stuff. That's cool. Some cool creature design there. Eric Canetti has his own book out, independent book that he's been producing called Arc Athena as well. You can buy that on, is that his own website? I can't remember. And then he also has a YouTube channel called that he shares, or a podcast with a couple other artists, Matteo Scalera and Sean Crystal. Two great artists, comic artists, and they have a great podcast. So yeah, he's just out there doing great work. Wow, they've got all these cool little creature things that they're adding into the Poison Ivy world. He looks like he's doing Chainsaw Man. I mean, he gave him chainsaws. I guess so. Wow, that's cool. I love how they're doing this. They've done this throughout the Batman, Absolute Batman series, but they're giving him all these little like added costume things. This is cool. This like face mask that he added on. That is so cool. That's very like Japanese influenced. What a cool design. That is so cool. Great splash. Doing it. Oh, look at this. The Court of Owls. They're going to introduce that into the Absolute world? What the heck? Very cool. And this is a preview book. Hey, check it out. It's Stephen Pugh Cranberry. He's the guy who's drawing Animal Man. The animal man that you liked. Cool, cool, cool. Love it. It's an interesting finish on Canetti's work too. It's got like this like very illustrator finished line. It's not your typical like hard black and white comic art. It's more illustrator, storybook almost. It's so cool. It's great. Cool. I'm excited to see how they add this character in. There you go. First appearance, Poison Ivy. Whole different take on her. It seems like they gave us this version. They're like, oh, look, it's kind of like the Poison Ivy, you know, and then they just went all out like Japanese monster horror in their version of her. That's a great design. Man, that's awesome. Timmy Mello says she's like every aspect of the flora and fauna wrapped in one. Yeah, totally. Yes. Erik Curtini is very good. Who's Erik Curtini? Canete? Is that what you mean? Yes, he's good. Don't like her look, Cranberry Lander says. Just can't go with absolute thick man, not my style. Sorry, Rocky. Erik Curtini is the local. He's from Dingo Hill. Oh, okay. I was getting him confused. Mark's music obsession, not a fan of Batman. Absolute Batman. Can't convince him, not even with this. Dang. Eric Canetti drew a cool version of my character Arrow. Oh, yeah, yes. You're telling us that last time, Mo Biggs. Didn't you say you lost the image or something? Chainsaw Man sounds like a failed entry in the Mega Man boss creation contest. He's actually pretty popular. Very different, very gory, very dark. Don't recommend it. Chainsaw Man? Yeah. I want to say Freya inspired from Norse mythology in the absolute most grotesque way. That's cool. I like that comparison. Yes, Stephen P. It's not for Absolute Batman though. This is for a separate story that they're just doing a preview at the end of the book. It's called End of Life. Don't know anything about it, but the art looks cool. I'm going to guess it has something to do with his end of life. That's why they pay me the big bucks to figure that stuff out. Great colors for the book. Yes. Yeah. From a distance, she looks good to me, but not up close. I didn't lose the image. He never posted it anyway, so I couldn't get an image. He drew it. Oh, dang. Can you, like, go back to the stream and, like, get a snapshot or something? Okay, this next one is cool. It's not going to fit on my camera, but we'll do our best here. So if you guys remember several months ago, there's two DC work in progresses that have come out. First one was Absolute Superman, which I got. It was the first issue of Absolute Superman drawn by Frank Whiteley. And so this is kind of DC's way of producing like artist editions that are more affordable, as opposed to like the $150 books, hardbound books or whatever that have been put out on certain artists' work. So they've been doing these and I'm loving it. So the first one they did was Superman for All Seasons that Frank Whiteley drew. So that first issue, and I got that. And the second one they did was a Absolute Batman first issue, which was the scans of Nick Dragotta's artwork for the first issue of Absolute Batman. Amazing. So they do it in this like 11 by 17 saddle stitched format. And this one I saw advertised is for Dark Knight's Metal, which was a series that Greg Capullo and Scott Snyder, the author of Absolute Batman, worked on. Jonathan Glapion was the inker on this. And so they've done these a little different. The first one, the Superman one I was talking about, they just took the black and white artwork of Whiteley's images from the comic book. I think they were just scans of the inks, if I'm not mistaken. It wasn't pencil art. Then for the Absolute Batman, they scanned his artwork, and you could see like the corrections that Nick Dragotta was doing, his ink lines. You could see the black and white, the variants in the black and white inks. Super cool. And then this one I found that they did, it's a little thicker, and they're doing, one side is the pencil And then the other side is the finished inked work by Jonathan Glapion, which is so cool. I love it. Love it, love it. So, yeah, I'm a big fan of, I don't know if these are selling well for DC. Their cover price is $15, which isn't bad if you think about it, because 11 by 17, this is the actual size of the artwork, supposedly. And then with high-res scans, the paper quality is nice. The cover's a little thicker stock, so it's nice. It's just a nice feel for stuff like this for fans of comic book artwork. And then the artwork that they're picking, or the issues that they're picking, are great to have this quality of art released. So anyway, I just love it. I can't remember if I read the whole thing or maybe just a few issues of the Dark Knight's Metal. I wasn't a big fan. This one I did feel like was kind of gimmicky, but I love Greg Capullo's artwork. And I like Scott Snyder's writing. So anyway, this whole issue is like this. Pencils on one side. I'm going to hide my face for a little because I'm taking up too much. Can I not? Oh. Isn't it? There we go. Just so you guys can see the whole thing. You don't need to see my big head. But it's cool to see the pencil skin here and then the inks on this side. It's great. Great to see the comparison, like side-by-side comparison. I wonder if they did some leveling on this ink side, because I'm looking really closely at the solid blacks here, and you can't see variance in it. So I don't know if it's real ink that they used, you would be able to see the like brush strokes in there and the different. Oh, this one you could see it. I don't know, you guys. I don't know if the resolution on my overhead cam is enough that you guys can see, but I do see a variance in the blacks here. So I guess it is like scans from the original. I thought they would like level it out so all the blacks were just totally flat, but they're not. And sometimes I like to see these without the lettering on, like overlaid on top of it, but they did this like slight, they reduced the opacity on it so you can still see the artwork peeking out behind the word balloons, so that's fine. It just gives you appreciation too to see how tight pencilers are and then the final inks. It's great. Yes, it's 11 by 17. Dark Knight's Metal was okay-ish, probably because it came out at a really point. Yeah, I felt like it was kind of gimmicky too, also. Like, I mean, who am I to talk right? Like, I'm getting DCKO, but I did feel it was a little bit gimmicky. This is cool to see how Capullo indicates through the pencils, like what he's thinking with the hatching and the shading. And it's loose, but it's also pretty specific, right? Like even here, I don't know if you guys can see this, but like he did some of the shading, it seems like with the side of the pencil, and then he erased into it to do cross hatching. And Glapion followed that with his inks here and here too. That's cool. Happy Thursday, Mark, Cranberry says. 2 minutes. I don't know if these are selling well for DC. How could they not be? It would be like the bakery charging you extra for a cake they haven't finished baking. What's not to love? Ah, Mo. I do find like I definitely don't see the Absolute Batman one that I got, so I'm glad I picked that one up when it came out. I don't see that one in stores anymore. Occasionally I'll see the Superman, the Superman work in progress book in some stores. Occasionally they'll still cover it, but then I see it marked up. So I can't imagine they have a huge print run on these. But I love them. It's great. Wow, look at this double pager. Oh, are they going to do the double page on the next? Yes, that's cool. Come on. This is the beauty of comic art right here. Capullo is so tight, man. It's great. I think I like some of the punching more. Crazy how much of difference inking makes in drawing out detail. It does, right? I mean, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Just the comic language of inking and the marks and the thick to thin. Shelby does stuff like this really good. If Shelby's still in the chat, but just beautiful. This cool little detail here. So pencilers will put the X's where they want it to be all black. So you can see like, yeah, this costume is going to be all black here, and the back of Batman head's going to be black. But I love how Glapian kept that ear white here. Otherwise it would get lost in this character's outfit. But he kept that white there. This is great. Look at the like thick to thin on these marks right here. And Capullo indicates them here, but yeah, you can really see it come out with the inking. This has got to be nibbed inking right here. They did some white brush inking here over the blacks. Nice. Red Tornado, that's awesome. Love it. When you see this penciled page of Dr. Fate, maybe the scan's a little light, but you're like, oh yeah, that's kind of cool. But once you add in these like solid blacks, man, that's awesome. Cranberry says, I think I like some of the pencils more. Yeah. You just appreciate it. Appreciate the process. It's kind of crazy when you think of it. You take two artists and you like merge them to get this final product. And they have to be in sync, or not have to be. When it works, they're in sync, but they also bring their own artistry to the table, you know. And here we get to see both parts of the process. It's awesome. Oh, cool. There's some sketches. That's cool. looks like Elseworld versions of Batman. I guess he was trying to figure out what Batman Dark Metal or Dark Knight Metal Batman looks like. Fun. This is awesome. Boom. Very cool. Dark Knight's Metal I guess just for issue 1. I tried to look online just this afternoon to see what's next, because it seems like they're trying to come out with one every other month or maybe every quarter. But there's no indication or no listing of what they're going to do next. But I hope they keep doing it. They're amazing. Really cool format. Really nice, affordable option if people who love the art of comics and want to see it up close and at size. It's great. Okay, moving right along. How are you guys doing? You still with me? And we've officially made it to Thursday. Glad you managed to stay up long enough to make it into a new day, Mark. Mark just turned into a pumpkin. It was gimmicky. It was gimmicky, everybody says. On the shelf, you had the Babs Batgirl. You had Dark Knight's Metal. It wasn't really a choice. A lot of people picked up that Absolute Batman Artist Edition to learn how not to draw. Stop it. The inker saved that stoned-looking Superman. In that book, I missed it. That page. It's the Quality Learning Center of Comics. Quality Leering Center of Comics. I get that joke. How to draw... Just to clarify, that was an absolute... I just want to make sure you know. I really hate Absolute Batman. Just in case you didn't know. Yeah, it's cool. Cool. This is amazing. Cool. I like the black version of Batman and the stringy one. Okay. That's pretty cool, right? I could have ended the stream on that one because that was a great way to end. But we're not even there yet. We're not even done yet. Check out, this is what I got on eBay. I don't think T Green's awake still because she was the one who commented on eBay. Jeffrey Beats says it has been Thursday all day here. I'm about to go home. Okay, check this out, Jeffrey Beats, before you go. I got this for a pretty good price on eBay. A Ashcan of CyberForce, Mark Silvestri's CyberForce. This is really cool. There was a point in time where Image was doing all sorts of Ashcans all the time. And, you know, you can find a bunch of them out there, but they go for a pretty high price. So I found this one for really affordable. I just happened to run across it on eBay, maybe because it's CyberForce 2. I don't know. It's also signed, I'm assuming, by Silvestri. But who knows? But the reason why these are so cool, and I love Ashcans, is because they produce it in black and white, really affordable version in black and white. And I love seeing Mark Silvestri's artwork in black and white. Like, this guy is so good. And I believe he did his inking on this too. So Mark Silvestri is one of my all-time faves from growing up. He had his amazing run on Uncanny X-Men. That's what got me like so hooked into comics. He was inked by an inker by the name of Dan Green at the time. Love the combo of Silvestri and Dan Green. But anyway, Mark left Marvel with all the big dogs to form Image Comics. CyberForce was his initial baby, the first book he came out with through Image, and then the rest is history. You know, went on to create some of the biggest selling books of independent books out there: Darkness, Witchblade, obviously CyberForce, but CyberForce was his X-Men. So sometimes with these Ashcans, sometimes they're like 9 pages, 12 pages. But I didn't know this when I bought this, but this one is the whole issue. Produced in black and white. And it's a little bit opposite from the DC work in progress that we just looked at, which was at size, 11 by 17 at size. This is at a smaller size. I think this is 6 by 9 or something around that parts. So smaller than an average comic book size. Whoa. Don't fall. If this is an average comic book size, is this is how big the Ashcan is. But it's just cool. It just feels like kind of like a gorilla, not animal gorilla, but like indie gorilla version of a comic book. And Ashcans are normally produced and sold at stores or given out at stores to give you a taste of the book. But it's so cool to see this whole thing, the whole book printed here. And just to see Silvestri's artwork in black and white, it's awesome. I mean, when Image Comics came out, this was the heyday of like computer coloring, and people were like, oh my gosh. They were just trying all the bells and whistles of Photoshop at the time. You lost a lot of this artwork and the beauty of this artwork because they were just doing all these crazy coloring techniques that were over the top. So yeah, it's just awesome to see it in its purest form here. Man, what I would do to see an artist edition, like big at size of this stuff. Oh, it'd be so good. But this is the next best thing. I really like that color. You mean the black and white? I could tell Linz was about to pass out when she asked how I got them to committed, whatever that meant. Sure, Mark Silvestri is great if you like art that looks good. Who needs that when we have Absolute Batman? Look, more chainsaws, but in 90s Image style. It's just so cool. The muscles don't make any sense here. They're just cool. Like the neck muscles don't make any sense here. They just, everything is just rippling. Like it wasn't enough to have one cybernetic arm. He gave Stryker 3 cybernetic arms on one side. Thanks all. Listen in the train. Have a great Thursday. Thanks, Jeffrey Beats. Thanks for being here. Take care. What I like about Absolute Batman is it subverts the expectation of your eyes. Cranberry Landers likes this color for the cover. Okay. Yeah, sometimes they would do multiple printings for these Ashcans and they would do different color covers. So it's probably whatever cardstock they could get at Kinko's. So sometimes it's pink. I've seen pink ones, blue ones, purple ones, yellow, orange, red. It was really hot, really popular for Image Comics to do that. I don't know how many times, but I know Youngblood did it, Wildcats did it. Yeah, you can find a bunch of them on eBay. It's great. It's a great face. And the shading on this is so funny. It's like a cavern underneath his brow with that amount of shading. Yeah, it's cool. It's awesome just to see this black and white artwork. There's Stryker. Very cool. CyberForce Ashcan number 2. 3 cybernetic arms on one side. Duh, to be forewarned is to have 4 arms. Looking at some way back classic back issues yesterday and then Absolute Batman. Ouch. Arms don't make sense. It doesn't make him more impressive. kind of does. Kind of does. He's got three biceps on one side. And each one of these cybernetic arms is different. It's not like they're the same cybernetic arm. Like they have different armoring or like segmentation. It's everything that made Image awesome. That and like pouches from Rob Liefeld. I love it. It's great stuff. Okay, CyberForce 2, Ashcan. Now we're getting into the back issues. So I keep a list on my phone of back issues that I hunt for, just in case I happen to go to any comic book store and, you know, they have back issues. Then I have because oftentimes I'm like, oh, I need this to complete my set of this book, and then I'll forget. So I've made this list on my phone, and I found more than 50% of what was on my list at this store, Treasure Island Comics, which is awesome. And they were missing some issues of stuff that I was looking for, but there was quite a bit. So I won't look through each issue. Because that would take forever. But I will look at a couple of each grouping that I picked up. Just for funsies. Just to give you guys a taste. So sticking with the like Image era, Pitt. I've found Pitt like 1, 2, 3, and 4. Almost anywhere that carries back issues, people will oftentimes have those. But beyond that, it's harder to find the later issues of Pitt. And Pitt's created and drawn by, and written by Dale Keown, who many of you guys know. He streams with the CG guys and all that kind of stuff. But incredible artist, like one of the best that came out of Image Comics. And he had a great run on Incredible Hulk. So Pitt was his own character. And when he moved over to Image, he produced Pitt. And I don't know how many issues of Pitt he did. I want to say like at least maybe 20 issues of Pitt. But like I said, I've only found the first 3 or 4 readily available. Very hard to find later numbers, probably because the print run was lower maybe at that time, or I don't know, but they're not easy to find. So I was able to find issue 5, 6, 7, and 9 at Treasure Island Comics for $3. I mean, that's only $1 more than cover price, which is pretty awesome. But I'll flip through a couple of these, but it's just classic Dale Keown Pitt art, and his drawings are so good. It's really solid, just fun stuff. And I always find that Pitt was just his way of continuing to draw Hulk, because he just loved drawing Hulk so much. Just made him a little bit more like rock and roll, heavy metal. Great. This is like the best use of like coloring highlights were his gums, his gingivitis gums. Amazing. It's so cool. Yeah, this is just classic Image 90s stuff. Or maybe this was after. Oh, that's 94. Wow, 94. Image Comics was started in 92, I believe. And he was already on issue 5 at 94. Wow. And he wasn't even in the first wave of Image Comics creators. That's so cool. If there's one thing that Dale Keown draws well, it's muscles, like huge muscular characters, and like teethy, fingernaily things. He's so good at that. So all his characters are basically muscular, teethy, fingernail characters. Yeah. It's impressive he can use his arms. It's true. You have to have that same taste as I do, Rock. It's the only choice. Cool Pitt cover. Dale was another one under Silvestri. Was he? Did he work under Silvestri? Because I know he did. He never was under that Top Cow banner. And Dale Keown, like, if you look back on his career, he for sure was influenced by like John Byrne, and who wasn't at that time. Neil Adams, I would say. There's some Neil Adams in there. But I don't know if he worked under Silvestri. I know he worked on, like, there's a book I have where he did a crossover with The Darkness, which is Silvestri's character, and Pitt. That is an awesome name for a letters page. Letter rep. And then, yeah, he made his own label called, or studio called Full Bleed Studios that he did Pitt under. But I don't remember him ever being under Silvestri. What did, if he was, what did he work on under Silvestri? Timmy Mello. Wow, what is this? Trial by Fire. What is that? Outer World. Never heard of that. It's kind of cool. It's weird that it was just tacked on at the end here. Oh my gosh, I remember this. The Wildcats animated series. Crazy. That's funny. It's like a Pitt statue. Cool. Anyway, this was issue 5. I'll just look through one more issue of these 4 issues of Pitt that I picked up. 5. Let's see. I mean, it's amazing that Keown was able to produce so much. Let's look at this one. This looks rad. I don't even know if I've read these as a kid. It's very unusual that he was consistent enough to come out with so many issues. Dale Keown was great, generally fantastic. I really liked his Hulk work. Yeah, hope he gets more money. What's cool about Pitt is everything but Timmy. What's cool about Pitt is everything but Timmy. Oh, Timmy the character. Yes. I was like, wow. That's pretty harsh. Yes. I mean, I get what he was trying to do with Timmy, but it was kind of weak. Then didn't totally work. You just wanted to see the big monster like that. You just want to see these. And then the awesome thing about, like I was saying, Dale Keown draws big, muscly characters. The awesome thing about all the villains and the characters that he fought were all big, muscly characters, like other Hulks, pretty much. Like this guy looks like the Abomination. That's messed up. She is still conscious. Then hit her again. Like, look at all these guys. These guys are all big, muscly characters. That's it. You just want to see this all the time. He's like, you think you have gums, Pitt? Look at my gums. Cool. Okay, so that's Pitt. Those are the back issues of Pitt. I found issue 5, 6, 7, and 9. Now I'm on the hunt for 8 to kind of close that gap. They didn't have 8 at the store. I don't think they had 8 at the store. So there's that. Okay. That's the first back issue thing. You guys still with me? Okay, so the next back issue thing that I found this a while ago in like a dollar bin or something. It was issue 24 of The Punisher, and it was drawn by Erik Larsen, the creator of Savage Dragon. And I loved it. I love that. I mean, so many people passed through or worked on Punisher earlier on the careers, like Larsen, Jim Lee, Whilce Portacio, all those guys. But yeah, I love this, just what he was doing and where his artwork, the style of his artwork at the time, and kind of what he was doing with it when he worked on this issue. So I loved it enough where I was like, I want to find out about the other issues that are surrounding this. So on my list on my phone, I was like, I looked up which issues Erik Larsen worked on. And so he worked on 21, 22, 23, this one 24, and then 25. That was his run on The Punisher. And so lo and behold, when I went to the store, I found the other issues. Like, that's crazy, right? Like, you don't normally, it's so obscure. You don't normally find like those kind of runs for very obscure books at stores these days. So unless you're buying it like online. So I was totally psyched that I could find it. So we'll look through a few of these Punishers by Erik Larsen. Mike Barron's a writer. Scott Williams, classic inker, on Larsen's stuff. I saw a video recently of Erik Larsen drawing. I don't know if this is because he's been doing it so long and maybe he has an injury or like repetitive stress, but he was drawing. Let me see if I can replicate this. Like if this is his pen, he was holding it like this and drawing like this on his recent stuff. Like he was drawing a picture of Spider-Man like this and even signed his name like this. So it seems like, I don't know what happened to his, I can't imagine him drawing like this kind of stuff with such a different grip on his pen. So my guess is maybe he injured his hand or something, which is kind of sucky. But it happens to everybody. I love the yellowing of the page too. Dale also does good old people. Yeah, he draws great people, great humans. If you're under the top cow, the view never changes. If you're under the top. Did a good old Bruce Banner. Oh, Cranberry Lancers. I'm trying to think of a name for the arrow letter section. I'm thinking ain't got time to read. That sounds pretty good. I could, oh boy. This is what we get. Late night jokes. Yes, you guys. I believe it was Darkness collabs, but I do remember that he, Michael Turner, and Mark had a good relationship. Oh, okay. Yeah, I do have that Darkness Pitt graphic novel, and it's awesome. Like he did a run on Dark. Oh, maybe you are right, Timmy Mello, because he did have a short run on Darkness. The Darkness. So I'm not sure if maybe he was just hired for that. I don't think he was officially under Mark Silvestri's banner. I don't know. But you're right. He did draw the Darkness, and then he did a Darkness Pitt crossover. But I would say his Darkness, outside of like Silvestri drawing it, his Darkness was really cool. Really, really good artwork on that. After descending into the pit, we've come out on the other side. I knew it. I knew it. Mopix, I knew it. I knew you'd bring something like that up. Shame. Scott Adams had lost the use of one of his hands from drawing all the time. Yeah, that's tough. Yeah, that's really tough. Yeah, Erik Larsen in his heyday, like he just has a certain style, right? Like he was always, in my opinion, he was kind of always under the shadow of Todd McFarlane because he came after Todd McFarlane on his Spider-Man run. But he definitely had his own thing going. Very much, there's a lot of Kirby injected into his work. And, you know, with his own creation of Savage Dragon, like great stuff. But I love it. I love his sense of storytelling and action posing. He always had crazy, bizarre character designs. Punishing males. We've lost the art of a good letters column. Okay, let me look at another one. So Punisher is fighting this like ninja camp or something. I do like the combo of Erik Larsen and Scott Williams too. It's a nice combo. Because Erik Larsen on his own, when he's inking himself, at least now in his later years, because he does all his inking now by himself. But I'd say Scott Williams on his work is really good. Classic. That's classic. Darkness. I can't believe Rocky switched issues without going back to the Tenjin ad. Some of these ads are bringing me back. Yeah, it's cool. I mean, when you're dealt a character or you're drawing the artwork, you're the artist on a book like Punisher, and you don't have super powers or like cosmic things or otherworldly things to rely on, you got to make stuff interesting, you know, because you're just dealing with a bunch of humans, guns, potentially. So I feel like Larsen was able to do that. Like it's a fun look for, it's a little bit, it's not as realistic, gritty as normally what we see in Punisher stuff. It has a superhero flair to it, but it's fun. Larsen also loves these like long vertical panels a lot. Yeah, I feel like he was just trying all these different angles, these different techniques to make it interesting. Dang, look at her forehead. Cool. All right. Those were a couple issues of The Punisher by Erik Larsen. Man, when comics were $1, love that. These were $4 a piece. Not too bad. Found the prices at Treasure Island Comics were not bad at all. $3 for those Pitts, $4 for the Punisher. This one, I remember seeing this cover image, but I don't know anything about this book. But this was, it's like thicker than regular comic size. What do they call this? Not digest size, but there's a certain term for it. What is the term for this? I forget. But, you know, it's like a mini kind of graphic novel. Oh, funny. The Punisher paper is printed on. I have all these like smears on my fingers because of the print. Anyway, this is called The Legion of Night, and Will Portacio, Scott Williams are the artists on this. Look at this awesome cover. But yeah, I don't know what this is based off of. This was published in 1991. And I don't know anything about the story or the characters, but Will Portacio in 91, I mean, this is where this guy was like hitting his stride for sure. He must have just come off of his Punisher run and was probably getting ready to get on some of the X books at this point, I think. So yeah, Will Portacio was also one of the founders of Image Comics. His book was Wetworks, but he had great runs on Punisher, on X-Men, and did Wills work on X Factor? I can't remember. Kind of came up in the same ranks like with Jim Lee. Yeah, I don't know what this story is about, but it's cool. It's got Will Portacio artwork in it. Will drew great hair. Always drew great hair. What is this about? Charles Blackwater is dead, and yet he lives. An eerie supernatural entity known as the Omen has possessed his corpse, using it as a gateway into our world and entrance. Omen. But the largest threat of all looms in the form of immortal dragon Fin Fang Foom. Oh. So it must be like a new... just a new story angle, and they include Fin Fang Foom, that like classic Kirby dragon from Marvel, but kind of added this horror story. Yep, there's the horror. Look at that hair. That's awesome. Will's hair. Look at this hair. It's a crazy alien design. Or monster design. And Wills definitely loves the horror stuff. Like, that's where Wetworks kind of got its vibe too, was like vampires, werewolves. It's a great face. Ugh. Oh, I think that's Fin Fang Foom. There's Fin Fang Foom. Okay. Weird story. I don't know. It's got some magic in there, some horror. To be continued in Legion of Night Part 2. And wow, so there's more than one part of this. Interesting. Never heard of it before. I don't know if any of you guys did, but I do remember this cover image being like, what is this? So it's kind of cool to run across this in the back issue bin. Sometimes there's things you see like advertisements for as a kid, and then you never get to see the actual thing. That's going to be the next book we're going to look at. The next and last book we'll look at, which all of you who are still here, I appreciate. But it's a doozy. It's a weird one, but this was one I always saw advertised, never got my hands on it until now. And when I bought it, the store owner, Alex, was like, I love that you're picking this up. I was like, how could I not? This is like classic from childhood. Have you guys heard of this book? Gumby's Winter Fun Special, published by Comico. Have anybody heard of this? And if you have, do you know why I would pick this up? Right? If Marvel still did letters columns, they might be in a better place. That's a good point. Marvel definitely had that, like, you felt like they heard you as a fan. You know, it was like exciting to get your letter published or like to do fan art, stuff like that. They had the Marvel bullpen or like Stan Lee's, what did he call it? Stan Lee's, it wasn't a soapbox, but something in the back of like books where he'd write his little editorial. It was awesome. 4 references to back issues. These are back issues, Mark. Come on. Pitt, Punisher, Legion of Night. These are back issues. I've seen the Legion of Night comic. Did you hear my throat? That was crazy. Compare this to Absolute Trash Man. Trying to hang in there, Timmy Mello. Gumby has a comic. Do you know who drew this? I'll give you guys 20 seconds if anybody knows who drew this. I appreciate that they didn't use the winter fun theme as a crutch to have a boring white background. They should do a Gumby origin book about how he was once a little green slab of clay. Do you guys know who drew this? This was what made me, this was like this like mythological book out there that I could never find. And again, amazed that I found it at the store. The artist on this book is none other than, is his name here? Can you guys see this? Probably not. Can you see this? Arthur Adams. One of the greatest comic book illustrators of all time. Arthur Adams did The Long Shot. He was the original artist on Long Shot, the miniseries. Worked on X-Men, Fantastic Four, Spider-Man. Just an incredible all-around artist. Many people claim him as an influence on their artwork, like Todd McFarlane. Jim Lee, I think, has even met, like, everybody always meant, like, he's like the artist. Everybody loves Arthur Adams stuff, and he's still working in the industry today. Probably just doing a lot of like covers, pinups, stuff like that. Every now and then he'll do an occasional short story. I've looked at Arthur Adams' work a ton on my channel. One of the biggest things that I've looked at of his, and I flipped through in his probably about a year ago or something, was this monster, this omnibus, the Marvel Universe work of Arthur Adams. It's incredible. This is a great book. If you love Arthur Adams' book, this is highly, highly recommended. But yeah, he's just amazing. Incredible artist. But he did he did this crazy Gumby's Winter Fun Adventure book, and I remember seeing his image of Gumby. I don't even know if it's in this book or if it was just the advertisement, but he's like against a building wall, kind of like Batman. There's like a spotlight on him, and he looks like a, kind of this cool character drawn in Arthur Adams style, but it was Gumby. And it said like artwork by Arthur Adams, and I was like, oh my gosh. And I never, ever found it or was able to get a hold of it until now. So here it is, Gumby's Winter Fun Adventure. Oh my gosh, Gumby. I would love to know the story of how he got on this book and why he drew this book. But dagnammit, is this cool. Arthur Adams is also a huge Godzilla and movie monster fan, and he draws monsters super cool. So I can only imagine as this book goes on, it's probably going to get crazier. And Arthur Adams also had the his own creation of Monkey Man and O'Brien that he produced for Dark Horse, which is awesome. It's an awesome book. So good. These Arthur Adams faces. This looks sweet so far. Yeah, Arthur Adams is a goat. Absolutely. Art Adams may have drawn Gumby, but Neil Adams drew Mr. T and the T-Force. Checkmate. I do remember that. I was not a big fan of Mr. T and the T-Force. So I think that, this one wins. Gumby drawn by Arthur Adams or Mr. T drawn by Neil Adams. And this is what I feel like was the whole point of Arthur Adams drawing this book. I feel like he would get, sure, he'd have to draw this piece of clay and his clay horse, but then he gets to this stuff, like gets to do this weird Arthur Adams-y kind of stuff. Like highly rendered backgrounds. These mole people. This is very much an Arthur Adams kind of creation. Who's the writer on this? Steve Purcell. No kidding. So Steve Purcell is the creator of Sam and Max. Good friends with Mike Mignola and Arthur Adams. Those guys are all here. They all grew up here in Northern California. Steve Purcell has not only did he create Sam and Max, but he has a long storied career working at Pixar as a story artist. Super talented guy, really nice. And I did not know that he wrote this story though. That's hilarious. This is weird and crazy and I love it. Oh, here's Santa Claus. This is so weird. Here's the devil. I love it when Arthur Adams does this kind of stuff, like humor. He does humor really good. As you know, on top of being able to draw like superheroes like up the wazoo. His humor stuff is so good, so this is kind of funny. He was also the guy who first drew the X-Babies, which were really popular in the 90s. The baby versions of the X-Men through the Mojo-verse. You guys remember those? That was Arthur Adams. There you go. His love for Godzilla and monsters. Right here. What the? That is awesome. It's Gumby launching like a robot. Why did you get this full color comic when you could have waited for the Gumby's Winter Fun Adventure Artist Edition? I wish they came up with that. Yeah, they're kind of creepy. Ship design, good layouts. Mr. T and the T-Force was anti-crack propaganda. It included dialogue. It's a crack baby, fool. That upper right panel. Oh, I missed it. What was in it? Upper right. This? It's crazy. Look at this. This is so Arthur Adams, like wanting to draw what he wants to draw for fun. Like he's so good at dinosaurs. He just throws Gumby in there. I'm enjoying this. I'm a fan of Gumby and Pokey though. Cranberry has a heart confirmed. Gumby's a part of him. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised. This was the 90s, man. It was like anything goes. At least anything goes in this comic. If you got like the devil, some crazy clowns, and like Godzilla, mole people, anything goes at this point. Look at this guy. God. Jeez Louise. This comic went dark really quick. X-Babies were extremely popular. If you were caught asking who are the X-Babies on the playground, you might have been prepared for a beatdown. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is awesome. These are like little standees. Like really have nothing to do with Gumby. Him just drawing like cool sexy ladies, cool barbarian dudes and dinosaurs, and then just throwing in Gumby and Pokey. So fun. Gumby's Winter Fun Special. You guys. What a find. Great cover. This is a great cover, actually. Okay. That, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And it's awesome. I mean, drawn by Arthur Adams, you can't beat that. Let me just make sure that this was the only Gumby comic. Whoa. Okay. No, that was weird. Gumby comic art. Okay. All right. Stop the presses. Because apparently this was a promo poster. But apparently, apparently they did a Gumby's Summer Fun Adventure too. I don't know. It's a promo poster. $100 for a promo poster. But I wonder if the actual book exists. Arthur Adams. Gumby. Promo poster. Oh, Summer Fun Special. There you go. He did another one. I've got to get my hands on that. I've got to get my hands on that. So this is the winter one. That's the one I got. I didn't pay that much for it. But he did a summer one. Maybe those are the only two he did. All right, that's going on my list now. Now that's part of the collector's find. Dang it. All right. Well, you learn something new every day. He might have just been a fan of Gumby and Pokey, wanted to draw them. I would do so. Yeah, maybe. He must have. Or they must have paid him a lot of money. This company, Comico, must have paid him a lot of money to just do it. And he just had fun with it, maybe. Okay, let's get to the voting really quick. I know it's late. I know probably half the people are asleep, but you will, those of you who can vote, your vote will matter more because other people fell asleep. So here are the books that we're voting on today. DCKO number 4. And this is voting for your favorite book that you saw today. DCKO number 4, Exquisite Corpses number 10, the Babstar Sirens Love Hurt, the one that everybody loved the artwork on. Absolute Batman number 17, Mo Biggs' favorite book. DC Work in Progress, WIP Dark Knights Metal, that was the big 11 by 17 beauty. CyberForce number 2, Ashcan. Pitt, the back issues of Pitt, if you love Pitt and seeing the old school Dale Keown stuff. Oh, Youngblood Strike File. I'm lying. I didn't show you guys Youngblood Strike File. So I'll take that out. I was going to show. That was another back issue I picked up, but I figured I've shown you Youngblood Strike File before. So no need to rehash that. The Legion of Night, which was that Whilce Portacio rando book, but cool nonetheless. And then Gumby's Winter Fun Special. Let me copy this link and quickly post it in the chat so you guys can vote. Okay, I'll pin it to the top. If you're awake, vote. Cranberry Langer just said, I'm asleep right now. That's okay. So yeah, the straw poll is pinned at the top of the chat, you guys. Cranberry's dreaming. Nobody noticed the race swap Gumby and Pokey in Hell? Art Adams really started a trend. Can't get away with that stuff anymore. Race swapped and yeah, I don't know what's going on in that image. Gumby is running away. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. But Gumby's got 3 votes. The Work in Progress Dark Knights Metal got 1 vote. That's great. Mark's Music says Gumby. I think of those Gumby. You guys remember the old gosh, what's the name of that comedian? Eddie Murphy skits on SNL, his Gumby skits. They were so good. I didn't vote. Mo Biggs. Somebody out there voted for that. I think there's only 4 of you awake. Possibly. So this might be it, guys. This might be it. Hit that like before we get to the final hurrah. Make sure you hit that like if you're still watching. I'd appreciate it. It says 11 people are watching now, so that's cool. So 11 people. What about the other 7 votes? Okay, Comrade Sammy, where are you? Yes, Eddie Murphy, thank you. Those were so good. Timmy Mello voted for the Work in Progress Dark Knights. Three votes, still 3 and 1. Come on, Steampunker. Are you awake? Steampunker. I'll give you guys... Oh, I do have a timer, right? Don't I have a timer? Where is my timer? I mean Steampunker. Did you vote? If you hit the like again, you'll have 1 less like. Okay, don't hit the like again then. Silly. Silly, silly. I don't think I can give away. Oh. Nah, I'll see it. I could potentially give away my other 5 memberships, but February's on. I'm going to hold on to them. I'm going to hold on to them till next stream or next stream. Mark's Music Obsession making the big push. Vote Gumby 2026. It was a good one. It was a good way to end it, I think. It seems Gumby will win. Yes. Whoever she is she awake? It's like 2 a.m. her time. All right, I'm going to give it... Big Boy Burgers isn't voting tonight. He's in bed. Poor guy. All right, I'm going to give it a 1 minute countdown here. Here we go. But it looks like Gumby's going to win. Shanthan Jetty art. Always telling me to go to sleep. It is literally 2 a.m. Shant's time. Sleep is for the weak. That's right. It's for the weak. Go back Shant's book. Shant's doing awesome stuff. Spring Ball, Terminal Monstrosity, Nosfero, the Crypt Walker. Isn't that being printed right now, Shant? Oh, so excited. So excited to get that. And he's also working on some awesome stuff. He sent me some sneak peeks. Good morning, Shant. Whoa, somebody voted. 5 votes. Gumby, wow, that jumped. Somebody voted CyberForce Ashcan. Awesome. I love it. Everybody saying good morning. Good morning to Shanthan Jetty. Oh my gosh. Steampunker voting for Mark. Awesome. At the printer, there you go. Those of you guys who voted. Those of you guys who ordered Shant's book. Oh, timer's up. Those of you guys who voted... speak. Those of you guys who ordered Shant's book, Nosfero the Crypt Walker, second printing or artist edition, they're at the printer right now. Exciting. Gumby had to win. Resistance is futile. Rocky was trying to vote for work in progress and actually voted for the Ashcan. I did not. I love all the books I got. You know what I'm saying? I love all the books. All right, I'm calling it Gumby Winter Fun Special. This baby won. What a surprise. Not really. I knew this one would get a response, good and bad. But I love it. I'm going to change. I am, as the winner of this week's vote, I'm going to change the thumbnail to be Gumby's Winter Fun Special. And now I am officially on the hunt for Gumby's Summer Fun Special, which I didn't see at the comic book store. So now I'm going to probably have to order it online somewhere. Because how could you not? I wonder which one came first. I'm going to guess Summer came first. I wonder if they're connected. December 1988, guys. 1988. Some of you weren't even born yet when this came out. Nah, that's not true. Who ordered Nosfero? No idea, Mark's Music Obsession says. Which one did you want? You mean which one would I have voted for? Gumby's Fun, the Winter Fun Special is up there. Ooh, gosh, that's a tough one. I really like the Absolute Batman. You guys know that, but specifically because Eric Canetti's on that one. The Dark Knights metal thing is really cool. Yeah, it would have been between those. CyberForce Ashcan was really cool too. 1, 2, 3. Dang, I can't decide. They're all what I love. You were minus 1 years old in 1988, Timmy Mello. Oh my gosh. Sean, did you hear that? He was minus 1 year old in 1988. Thank you, Mark's Music Obsession. Thank you for keeping it real here. Timmy Mello was minus 1 year old when you were in college. Oh, I love it though. I love it. That just confirms to me the community in here is amazing. Amazing. It takes all ages to build a community of people that are up at 11 p.m. PST, 2 a.m. EST, 1 a.m. CST, talking about rando comics. I love it. I'm so loving it. Cranberry says his second one would be the Silvestri one. It's cool, right? It's really cool to see that. So Silvestri is awesome. All right, you guys. I am not ageist at all. At all. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me tonight. I'm so glad I was able to do a My Wednesday Comics still in my time on Wednesday. But I'm glad I was able to fit it in because this next 2 weeks are going to be super insane. But I'm going to try and move stuff around to keep it going, to be able to stream again next week, I hope. The master study is falling behind like crazy. Wait, what happened? Shanthan Jetty is a member. He's a member for 2 months. That's right, Shanthan Jetty's a member. He said Arthur Adams is always incredible. Always. That guy, I don't think I've seen a bad book drawn by Arthur Adams. He's amazing. Thank you, Shanthan Jetty, for being a member for 2 months. But yeah, my master study is far behind, but just stick with me, guys. That's going to be amazing once we get back into it. I think after the next couple of weeks, it'll probably ease off a little bit. I hope my schedule. It's just been nutso. But again, thank you guys so much for hanging in there and being here with me right now and supporting me just with your presence and your comments and your humor. I love it. Love hanging out with you all and sharing the comics that I find with you. So if you're ever in the area, Fremont, California, and you're looking for back issues, dagnabbit, go to Treasure Island. I recommend that place. It was really cool. It was just so fun to flip through all of them. And it was really organized, which is helpful when you're hunting. So yeah, go check it out. Hopefully I can do like some sort of video for him in the near future, because I'll be back. Definitely be back, going back there. Yeah, when's the next master study? That's a good question, Steampunker. Will it be a late night also? Probably. But I don't know. I can't commit to a time right now. I just got to get through the next couple of weeks or I'm going to die. Cranberry Ranger says, R.I.P. Felix Haas. Yes. Good night at all. R.I.P. Felix Haas. Next master study poll. Art Adams, Gumby, or Neil Adams, Mr. T in the T-Force? That would be... I should do like a left field kind of thing for one of the master studies, right? That would be pretty awesome. Hanging in there, I'm usually up around this time. That was nothing. It's relatively tame for a late night stream, yeah? All right, guys. I'll let you go. Have a great night. Thank you guys for being here. Always appreciate your support. Hit that like, subscribe. We're at 692, shooting for 700. That's only 8 more warm bodies. We can do it. 700. We'll have to do something fun for 700, maybe. All right. That's all I got. Mark's Music Obsession hung out with us the whole evening and was first in chat. Check it out in the credits. I will see you guys next time. Take care. Peace.